Oh, we're so back. Hey there and welcome to the channel. My name is Gil Garcia and today we are reviewing Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, directed by George Miller, starring Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. As the world fell, young Furiosa is snatched from the green place of many mothers and falls into the hands of a great biker horde led by the Warlord Dementus. Sweeping through the Wasteland, they come across the Citadel, presided over by the Immortan Joe. While the two tyrants war for dominance, Furiosa must survive many trials as she puts together the means to find her way home. Furiosa is not Mad Max Fury Road, and I hate to break it to you. If you're going into this movie expecting the masterpiece that was Mad Max Fury Road, you're going to be a bit disappointed. I'm not saying that this is a bad movie. This movie does have some incredible visuals and amazing spectacle, but I will say that I was not taken back with some of the things they did with the digital special effects. That is the biggest weakness in my opinion. Coming off of Mad Max Fury Road, where you could feel the octane, you could smell the gasoline pouring through the screen, this movie feels a lot more fake, the CGI is a lot less realized, and it just doesn't have the same metal aspect to it that Mad Max Fury Road did. If you've listened to my podcast, you know how much I love practical filmmaking. Mad Max Fury Road stands as one of my top 10 favorite films of all time because of the amount of effort that went into making that film a real possibility. From the car design, to the stunt work, to the explosions, that movie is a visual spectacle and a clinic for how stunt work works. But with this movie, it's like going from The Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King, The Two Towers, The Fellowship of the Ring, and going to The Hobbit. There were corners that had to be cut to make all the practical and special effects work in this movie, and they come off looking a bit dull and a bit sloppy and almost unfinished in some parts. And don't get me wrong, the scenes that do have that stunt work in this movie are amazing to watch, but they're too far and few in between with all the digital effects that are going on, and it just makes me yearn for the way that Mad Max Fury Road was filmed. So one of the biggest challenges of making a prequel is being able to balance risk with where it's leading up to, right? We know that Furiosa is going to survive, and we know that she's going to be in Mad Max Fury Road, but how do we get there? How do we make the story engaging enough so that you do feel the risk and you do feel the danger with this story? And I am happy to say that this movie does that by presenting some side characters that are incredible in this movie. I'm talking about Dementus, Praetorian Jack, and even Immortan Joe has a much bigger part to play in this film, and he's even better in this one than he was in Mad Max Fury Road. And to me, that is a big strength of this film. The fact that you can bring new characters into this world and make us care and compassionate about them, and I think it goes a long way. Let's first talk about Anya Taylor-Joy's Furiosa. Her representation of this character is very much in line with what we saw from Charlize Theron. I like what Anya Taylor-Joy brought here, although she's only in the second half of the film, and I do want to warn you guys, the first act of this film is all set up, so we mostly spend our time with a younger Furiosa and her mother, and I love that part of the movie. I love the first act of this movie. However, we don't get to see Anya Taylor-Joy until much later, and when she is on screen, she's fantastic. And let's talk about Chris Hemsworth. What more can we say about this guy? This role is suited for him. He crushes it here. I love what Chris Hemsworth did with this film, and it's mostly because we haven't seen him in a villainous role like this. We've seen him just become a joke in the MCU, but here he gets to really relish and eat the scenery. And I love what he did with Dementus. I wish we got more of him in this film, but what we do get is very special. And in many cases, I would say that this is his origin story more than Furiosa's. I think if the two had more interplay and more scenes together, this movie would have worked a lot better for me. However, we do get limited time with both Chris Hemsworth and Anya Taylor-Joy on screen at the same time. Both actors are working their asses off here. They're both doing an amazing job. It's just unfortunate that the story is a little weak and the digital effects are even weaker. I definitely recommend Mad Max Fury Road over Furiosa, but if you're open-minded and you want to see a film that just continues on the saga of the Mad Max Wasteland, this movie does a great job of world building. You get to see more of the bullet farm, you get to see more of Gastown, more of the intricacies of how the Wasteland's working after all these wars, and I think that this movie does play a good role in that. I can definitely recommend Furiosa, although I do have some major gripes with it. I give Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, 4 out of 5. if you went to go watch it this weekend, what did you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I have a Discord channel that I'm inviting you into. If you're a film connoisseur, a gamer, or you just like to talk about sports, join the Discord. The link will be in the description down below. I do a podcast here every week, and I'd appreciate your guys' support on the channel when those reviews go up. If you want a full deep dive of Furiosa, there will be another episode coming out tomorrow. I want to thank you all for supporting the channel and watching, and go catch a movie.